Well, good morning, church. Thank you for joining us for our daily devotion. Today we're in Genesis chapter 35, verses 16 through 29. And if you read this section, and I hope you have, we really read about three, I think, major hurts that happen in Jacob's life. First, there's good news. His wife, Rachel, who he loved, is pregnant with their second child. Remember, she's given birth to Joseph. And now she's going to give birth to Benjamin. But unfortunately, she is going to die in the process of giving birth. And this was the wife he loved. This is the one he worked for 7 years to marry. And now he has the pain of losing that one that he truly loves. And then behind that pain, we're told of another pain. He has Reuben, who's his firstborn. And we're all proud of our children. But that firstborn, especially in Jewish time, had special responsibilities and held a special place. But Reuben sins greatly. He sleeps with one of his father's concubines. And because of that, we'll read in Chronicles, he loses his birthright. It's going to be passed on to Joseph and to his sons. And next, we get the list of the sons of Joseph. That it's very important. They'll become the 12 tribes. And then last, we have the third hurt, where his father, Isaac, at 180 years, passes away. Now, I know we can say 180 years, wow, he lived a long time, and he did, but I don't care when your parents pass away, your mom, your dad, there's a great hurt that happens. And I guess I read this section, and one, if you've been reading along this whole time, you should feel like you know Jacob very well. Because outside of Abraham, there's no person who has more written about their life than that of Jacob. And he's a very pivotal person. I mean, his dad, Isaac, not as much is said about him because, Jacob is the one that really the nation of Israel expands. These 12 sons become the 12 tribes. And from now on, these sons, you'll hear their name again and again and again as you go through the Old Testament. They are the tribes. When they inhabit the land that's given to them, these sons, the names of their tribes will be in the different places where the different tribes are at. So he becomes very, very pivotal. And yet, if you read this, you also know that Jacob went through some incredible pains in his life. And to me, I guess that's a reminder. Sometimes we get this view that if we love and serve God, that our life will be easy, that everything's going to be good, that almost knowing and serving God, He put a bubble around us and nothing bad is going to happen to us. But, that isn't true. See, we live in a fallen world, and in a fallen world, sin happens, and God doesn't protect us from that. He gives us perspective, and He gives us power to go through it, but this world isn't perfect. I know I talk to some people who don't know Christ, and they say, well, if God's so great, why can't He make a world, with no pain? Why can't He make a world that's perfect? And I say, He did. And guess what? We blew it. Adam and Eve, they destroyed the perfect world. God didn't. They did. And they'll say, well, why can't He give it to us again? I said, guess what He does? It's called eternity. We will again be in a place, in a perfect relationship with God, in a place where there is no sin, in a place where we can have connection to God perfectly. And the most important thing you do in this world is make sure you're ready for the next. I think it's Rick Warren that said, this life is boot camp for eternity. So the next time you go through something tough, just remember, this isn't it. You haven't arrived home yet. The perfect is to come. God can give you the perspective and power to go through whatever you face, but understand, only when we're in His presence will we experience life the way He intended it to be. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us in our daily devo. I hope you'll continue as we continue through the book of Genesis. Have a blessed day.